All right, people, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about music and things that kind of bother me in the current age of classic rock, which is an era that's coming to an end soon, if it hasn't technically already ended. Doing what I do here in real time. Also, apparently, I'm dangerous and spreading dangerous conspiracy theories. Stay back. Don't get too close. All right. But yes, doing what I do in real time for a handful of people out here, a big handful, approaching 8K subscribers. How does he have that many subscribers? I don't know. Just good fortune. Genetics, folks. And then I've got another channel out there with like 82,000 subs. So if you combine them, it's like 90K. All right, let's get to the punchline. Doing what I do in real time for a few real people just like you right there and like me here. So I'm looking at this story about the passing of Ace Frehley and how Kiss got a big boost in streaming and in revenue in general. You know what, folks? Every time someone dies, people notice and they start playing the music. And I'm just like, how about you play the music before they die? But this has been a thing for quite some time. I'm sure when various rock legends from years ago passed away, people were like, hey, I got to find my record of so and so and play it today in honor of them. I get that to some degree. Billboard reports that compared to the 3 days prior to Ace Frehley's death, the 3 days after his passing saw 4,500 digital songs sold, which doesn't sound like a lot, but they actually sold digital music. That's an increase of 1,664%. The catalog also saw a 180% increase in on-demand streams. For those of you who only do playlists over on Spotify or Apple Music, well, there you go. I know you're paying for the music service and the artist is making like a quarter of a penny, which, by the way, they're getting rid of the penny. So I don't know how they're going to calculate this. A fraction of a fraction. As for the song that got the biggest bump, it was Ace's 1978 solo recording of New York Groove, a song that hasn't been played on mainstream rock stations or any station for 45 years or so. Song hit number 13, by the way, back in 1978, was cashing in on the disco scene, along with I Was Made for Lovin' You, which also did the same thing smartly. Kiss are very smart business people, for sure. Not only Gene and Paul, but apparently Ace, right? It sold over 700 copies, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a 4,217% increase and had 318,000 streams, folks. That's pretty good. That's a 530% increase. Some people were leaving comments like, yeah, I liked Ace better than Paul and Gene. Ace had the best solo album. Yeah, even recently, Ace had a pretty decent solo album that these people, Billboard and everybody else, mostly ignored. I mean, the fans who love this band and love their history, they were into it to some degree, but I don't know. This just when someone dies, it's just sad. This is how they get noticed. They're dead, so now we're gonna play their music. It says here that Ace's death came just weeks after he canceled the remainder of his 2025 tour schedule, citing ongoing medical issues. In a statement, his bandmates, Gene and Paul, said they were devastated. And Peter Criss said his heart was broken. I believe that Peter Criss was sincere. Okay. Here's the deal on Kiss. If you didn't hear about this, they sold their catalog, their image, and all the stuff that they make money on to Pop House Entertainment last year. And Pop House says this, that together with Universal Music Group, there are and Kiss, we will own the rights, and we're doing it in conjunction. But they go, yes, we bought all the rights. And that's not something I've seen that clear before. Okay, I don't understand that statement. But Gene Simmons comes back and says, I don't like the word acquisition. This is what he told the AP over Zoom, assuming the band would never sell their catalog to a company they didn't appreciate. But they'll sell their catalog to a company, which they did. Collaboration is what it's about. It would be remiss in our inferred fiduciary duty. So Gene Simmons talks like an accountant, a lawyer and an accountant, and a banker. Fiduciary duty, huh? If you've seen Gene, he has a hat where it's got a money bag on there. I mean, he goes, now Pop House is doing that stuff, meaning, taking care of the fiduciary responsibilities. And he says, no, we're not in Beverly Hills just twiddling our thumbs. That's not true. We're in the trenches with them. We talk all the time. Trenches? Yeah, this is like going to war, Jane. Counting the money is like going to war. We share ideas. It's a collaboration. Paul and I, especially with the band, will stay committed to this. It's our baby. And within that, no more live touring. For real. We're not going to tour again as Kiss, period, he says. We're not going to put that makeup on and go out there anymore. Okay. So, Kiss are Pop House's second investment outside of Sweden. So is this a Swedish company? Apparently, Cyndi Lauper also entered a partnership with Pop House. And that included a sale of the majority of her music going to Pop House Entertainment. So there you have it. So who benefits from this? Pop House. Yeah, Pop House Entertainment. They're the ones who are benefiting from the unfortunate passing of the great Ace Frehley. And so there you have it, folks. It kind of stinks that it all boils down to who gets the money at this stage. And the people who bought the records, went to the concerts, did all that stuff. It just seems as though everything is overpriced. What's left of all this is overpriced, and it underperforms. It doesn't deliver. So that's why people go back and listen to the original songs. And who benefits the most from that? The company who bought out Kiss. So it's sad. You should buy some physical product. I think that's the way to celebrate and remember and have something for yourself, not just some digital thing on a cloud, because who knows, someday AI might come along and just wipe out the clouds, and then you won't have anything. You'll be like, oh, where did all my music go? I paid $10, $20 a month for this, and now it's all gone. Yeah, that's what happens when, they say you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. The punchline is you won't be happy. So you'll be miserable. So buy some stuff, okay? Not from me, but from whoever's selling it, and keep it. And yeah, unfortunately, it looks like some big company will reap the benefits of that, most likely, unless, like Steve Perry, you haven't sold your share of the stuff yet. Steve will get a little cut. And he's getting a cut from the other guys when they go out on tour. Isn't that awesome? That's a businessman right there, folks, and somebody who didn't sell out to a giant corporation yet. And I don't think he's gonna. I think he would have done it by now. All right. That's my video. Dangerous conspiracy theories right here on this channel. So tune in if you want to hear all the danger. You want to be dangerous yourself? Right here. It's the place to be. God bless everyone. And yes, my faith and Jesus, and he's the real deal. All right. If you get one thing from this video, I'm a follower of Jesus, and I'm a lousy follower, and you can be a lousy follower too. It's better than not being a follower. I'm telling you, this life is short. As you can see by the content of this particular video, it's ridiculous. It's empty, unfulfilling. I could go on and on. The only thing that can fill that void is God. All right? So that's my philosophy and religion class for today. The tip jar is buy me a coffee. Think about it. If you like the content, I really do appreciate it when people help out that way. Yeah, and that's it. See you soon.